Now, Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and James Orengo made a successful mega rally in Busia. The reception was great, and Busia is totally singing one term for William Ruto. Sifuna totally refuses to support the broad-based alliance, and it is very clear, it is official, ODM is divided into two, with Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, James Orengo against the support of William Ruto, merging forces and creating an alliance with ODM. But let me ask a question: when time comes and ODM decides it is fully going to merge alliances with William Ruto, what will happen to Babu Owino, James Orengo, and Edwin Sifuna, who clearly and openly state they are not in support of William Ruto? Will they be cornered to support William Ruto, or Edwin Sifuna will be removed as the Secretary General of ODM? And what are the impacts of removing Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM? Welcome back to our channel. Press that subscribe button for more news bulletins on Royal News, the channel where you get all you trending politics. Now, Sifuna was very clear in his speech. Oburu Odinga has made an alliance with William Ruto in order to sell off ODM. This only means one thing: Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, and James Orengo do not acknowledge Oburu Odinga as party leader because he was elected illegally, and still a gazette notice has been created to officiate Oburu Odinga as party leader, meaning the NDC is not going to sit to decide who the party leader will be. But how much further with the division in ODM? It's clear Edwin Sifuna will not back William Ruto no matter what. He still stands with the one-term narrative. This came after Edwin Sifuna exposed Oburu Odinga on Citizen TV interview with Yvonne Okwara, stating that Oburu Odinga had been paid 12 billion shillings, hence the narrative that Oburu is being controlled like a remote by William Ruto, who directly wants to intervene with the ODM. But what say have you? Why is Oburu Odinga so desperate to salute to William Ruto? Is it because of putting stomach first? The billions paid to Oburu Odinga to embrace the two-term narrative, despite Ruto not implementing the NADCO report. Hence the question: if Raila Odinga was alive and Ruto did no sort of move to implement the NADCO report, will he implement the NADCO report right now? Under Oburu Odinga, it is clear this is what Sifuna is trying to fight. Oburu requesting ODM to get into another agreement with William Ruto, yet the NADCO report has not been implemented. Sifuna exposed a lot of things, stating that the money that is actually funding ODM is not coming from the ODM accounts. Rather, it is being funded directly by William Ruto, explaining volumes. William Ruto is already in control of ODM, and is this why William Ruto doesn't want ODM to actually call for an NDC? Because it is very easy to manipulate Oburu Odinga, who has been paid billions in exchange for his silence, to sing two-term by making ODM liars into a coalition with the William Ruto, scapegoating around the broad-based agreement and the implementation of the NADCO report.
Nyinyi mnanituma niulize maswali, nikiuliza wanasema watanifurusha kama katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM. Niendelee nisiendelee? Niseme haya mambo nisiseme? Mimi umeshai kuona nikikuja matibabu hapa kwa hiyo hospitali? Si nyinyi mnanituma niseme hii maneno? Kwa hivyo kama mtu ana shida na Sifuna akuje aulize watu wa Busia, si ndio? Unawaambia aje? Ruto, Ruto, Ruto. Ya mwisho, ya mwisho, ya mwisho.
interesting politics here. Edwin Sifuna clearly declared as ODM rebels, and they have formed a group led by James Orengo to rebel against ODM supporters who are in the broad-based alliance. But I have a question. What do you think will happen if ODM finally decides to remove Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General? I want to ask a question. What do you think will happen if ODM decides it's finally time to remove Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General because of his rebellious stand against William Ruto and against the broad-based alliance? It is clear Sifuna has drawn a line, and the line is 1 term. Will the lawyers still be in support of William Ruto and the broad-based alliance? Will Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna and James Orengo continue facing rejection and being ignored by the party, especially so when there is a function, because they are rebellious and singing 1 term? When there comes a time that ODM decides that it is fully in support of the broad-based alliance, what will actually happen to the rebellious ODM? Well, before we continue, I'd like to thank our die-hard supporters for continuously growing our channel. We wouldn't be where we are without your endless support. And if it's your first time to listen in, press that subscribe button and ring your notification bell so that you can be first to receive our news bulletins once we upload them. Now back to politics and the rebellious group of Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino and James Orengo. Sifuna is not a coward. He is the powerful firebrand that Raila Odinga actually created, and very sure you've seen by now the kind of reception they got in Busia, despite some few goons who were sent to disrupt Sifuna, Babu Owino and James Orengo not to air out their message in Busia. They successfully implemented a mega rally with the goons being disciplined. Whom do you think could actually have sent the goons to actually try and interrupt the rebellious ODM, especially so Sifuna? Now, before Raila Odinga passed, ODM was not in the government. ODM was running independently as a political party. Only a few but members of the ODM were in the broad-based alliance. You see, Raila was a very intelligent man. One leg was in and the other leg was actually out, meaning he knew exactly what a complicated political strategy it was to involve ODM in the broad-based alliance. And here's where we differentiate between Oburu Odinga and Raila. Raila had the brains, but Oburu is thinking with his stomach, being paid billions to actually let William Ruto maneuver and control ODM.
Mimi kama katibu mkuu wa chama nilikuwepo pale wakati ambapo tuliandikishana mkataba wa mambo 10 na chama cha UDA. Hiyo mkataba haikukuwa ya kuanzisha coalition na chama cha UDA, na inasema hivyo hapo ndani. Jambo la pili, hiyo mkataba iko na signature 2 peke yake. Ya kwanza ni ya Ruto, ya pili ni ya Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Nataka niseme hapa kama wakili, we did not provide for any extension of that agreement. Na date ya mwisho ambayo ile kamati iliteuliwa inafaa itupe ripoti ya mwisho ni tarehe 7 mwezi wa 3 mwaka wa 2026, chini ya siku 30 kutoka leo ambapo naongea. Kama mtu anaota ati ataenda kuandika extension ya hiyo mkataba, lazima aende Bondo aulize baba Raila Amolo Odinga ampe hiyo idhini ya kuextend hiyo mkataba. Kufikia sasa hakuna kitu ambayo wamefanya kwa hiyo mkataba, na wengine wanatuambia tuandike mkataba ingine na UDA. Kama hawezi heshimu mkataba ambaye baba Raila Amolo Odinga mwenyewe amesaini, mnafikiri ataheshimu ile Uburu amesaini? Ataheshimu ile Uburu amesaini? Kwa hivyo sisi ni wale tunasema ya kwamba chama cha ODM kinatembea na watu ambao wana maadili ambayo inafanana na sisi. Hakuna siku baba angepiga kanisa tear gas bwana, haiwezekani. Haiwezekani. Nyinyi vile mnajua Raila anaweza piga kanisa tear gas. Raila anaweza ibia wananchi pesa. Raila anaweza kuua vijana wetu. Alafu wanatuambia tuingie kwa mkataba na watu ambao hatufanani kisura wala kisera. Hiyo mnasema nini? Mmekataa, si ndio? Semeni wasikie kama inakota wewe. Kama inakota wewe.
But do you agree with Edwin Sifuna? He actually has a point. If the NADCO report wasn't implemented when Raila Odinga was alive, do you think Ruto will actually implement the NADCO report with Oburu Odinga? Yet he is being controlled like a remote. Politics is getting intense. Definitely where there is smoke, there is always fire. And Edwin Sifuna, the fierce firebrand, has said no to supporting William Ruto and the broad-based alliance. But what do you think? Is ODM going to remove Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General because of his rebellious acts of not supporting the broad-based alliance? What are the impacts of removing Edwin Sifuna as the Secretary General of ODM? Will the Luyas still support William Ruto? Politics and the political strategies to remain relevant in order to survive the isolation in the ODM with supporters of the broad-based government. Well, what do you think? Leave me your views on the comment section. Subscribe to Royal News, the channel where you get all your trending politics. In case it's your first time to listen in, press the subscribe button and ring your notification bell so that you can be fast to receive the news bulletins once we upload them.